Hello and welcome back to Ironworks Productions. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Netflix Earthrise Optimus Prime, along with Shouldron, and Interax. But before we get to the big man himself, I guess we'll take a look at his fellow partners. So Interax over here, he has very nice detail. I love the sculpted in detail that he has on his legs and arms. And I love the design that they did for the chest. Though his design may be good, I don't like his joints. Because as you can see here, that is clear plastic. And clear plastic nowadays are, well, fragile on Transformers, especially on these guys right here. Now this is painted silver, so under there that is actually clear plastic, just painted silver. So you have to be careful when you handle this figure. Otherwise, I think he looks pretty good, in my opinion. Feeling, my copy feels solid for the most part, but anyway, let's get him into shield mode. All you have to do is to attach the legs together, and there should be little pegs that go right here on the arm. So there's that one, and there's that one, and all you have to do is now flip this down. This can be difficult sometimes, but do it with caution, please, due to the clear plastic. Now there should be two pegs that slot right here. And that's just going to go right through there. After you do that, you grab on the peg and flip that out. And voila, you have a shield mode. Now, I think this looks pretty good for being a shield. I mean, sure, it's just a robot just laying flat, but still, I think it's pretty good. Now, Optimus Prime can take cover with it. And there are also little blast effect ports on it as well, so you, in case you ever want to like fight or anything, there's like 3 little pegs that go right here or here, and I believe, yeah, there's the third one. Due to clear plastic, I can't really see it, but but can attach right here. But my favorite one out of the two would have to be Interax, because, well, he reminds me of Optimus Prime's weapon that he has in the G1 cartoon, and I also think it's a good stand-in for it. Anyway, let's get him transformed. And voila, here we have Interax in his Energon Axe mode. And I love it. Oh crap, I just realized I need to talk about the figure first. My bad. Anyway, Interax, I think he has pretty good sculpting detail. I would still be careful with the legs, or sorry, the wings, due to the clear plastic. I'm not sure if he's as strong as Paradon, but I think he feels solid enough. But anyway, I love the sculpted detail that you can see through here, but I'd be careful with the handle. I had seen someone's copy with it getting snapped off, so be careful with that, with the handle. Anyway, there we go. We have him in his axe mode, and if you want to do a quick side comparison, I'll transform Interax too, and boom. So here are the two axes, and yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Anyway, now you have Optimus Prime armed up for battle with his battle axe and his ion blaster. Now, let's get a good look at the big man himself, shall we? Yes. And now we're gonna talk about the big guy himself, Optimus the freaking Prime. So, Hasbro and Takara has done pretty well on this figure. I don't have the original figure. This is my first experience with it, but I think they did a pretty good job here. I love the sculpted detail that they have in the face. I think that looks pretty good. I especially love like how the painting on this with the dark red and dark blue. I think that looks pretty good. I wish it could be a little lighter, but hey, I like it. Let's see. Anyway, articulation. Oh right, here's his ion blaster that he comes with. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's not as detailed as the Power of the Primes one to make it fully G1 accurate, but hey, I think it's pretty good. It's still G1. It still keeps true to its original roots. So yeah. Anyway, for storage, we're gonna put it on his back. There should be like a little peg, and that peg is gonna slot into the back right here. There we go. Anyway, for the big man himself, I love the sculpting detail on here. I just can't say it enough. I love it. I love how you could see like all the robotic details on here. And I didn't even notice this, but he actually has the shoulders are actually sculpted differently. You have like a clear spot right here for like the Autobot and Symbia, and then you have like its own little detail here, which I like. Now painting, it seems pretty durable, so props to the Netflix guys, because so far on my Netflix copies they have durable paint. Now that is inside. I can't get rid of that. That's inside the plastic. I've tried getting rid of it. It won't let me, but oh well. I'll live. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, I just love it. I wish that this was painted a little bit, but otherwise, I love the detail that they did. Now, another thing that this figure can do is it has a matrix chamber, just like all... It has like a matrix chamber, which I really love. It's a nice homage to the 86 when they introduced it for the first time. I'm not completely sure, so if you're a G1 fan, I'm sorry. But I'm not... I'm still learning about G1. But anyway, oh god, I can't get the matrix out. Sorry. It wants to come out when it wants. Here. Come on. There we go. Anyway, here's the matrix of leadership. And I like it. I like the silver paint. I love how you can... There's like the blue crystal that there is. And I love how it just looks so G1 to the original Matrix. And the fact that he comes with one is pretty great. So, props to Hasbro on that part. But yeah, there's a sculpted detail in there in case you want to see. Anyway, for articulation, arms can move out. So arms are also on a swivel. Hands are also on a swivel, even how it comes with a finger joint. Now, what I love is the waist. Okay, there is waist rotation. I'm just gonna move the legs or the weapon. Maybe that's why. Yep, it's because of the weapon. Now this has waist rotation. If you wanted to, he could do full 360 if you lowered that down. But it is possible. Or sorry, yeah. I'm just gonna do it again. Anyway, we're gonna flip that up. Now, the reason why I love Siege is because of the articulation on the legs. It can bend out that far. It can bend it out like that. and it even has a nice ankle pivot. Oh wait, right, you can also rotate the legs too. And it comes with a nice ankle pivot, which is why I love Siege, is because that ankle pivot articulation. And also head is on a ball joint. Forgot to mention that. Moves up and down, and yeah. Now, now for size comparison. Here we are with Earthrise grapple, and I love the size. I think it's perfect. Anyway, moving on. Okay, there we go. You guys can see that. Here we have Earthrise smokescreen. Again, I like the size comparison that they've been doing with Siege and Earthrise. I think it works perfectly in scale. And last but not least, Siege Ultra Magnus. And he's a big boy, so yeah. But I think these two look perfect together. I love it. I love it. Anyway, we're gonna get into the truck mode now. First thing you want to do is you're gonna put Optimus Prime. Well, you're gonna move the arms to a certain rotation or position. So we're gonna move to the side, and we're gonna flip his arm up, and we're gonna make sure the hands are completely in, and we're gonna flip out the lower forearm, and we're gonna put his arm there, and we're gonna shut that up, back up. We're gonna do the same exact thing. Oh crap, I forgot to okay, yep, there we go. Fix the hand, flip that in, there we go. Then we're going to move on to the legs. At the moment, I know we haven't really done much to the chest, but we're going to move on to the legs. Now we're going to put the legs together. There should be two little tabs, and you should hear a little click when they're together. As soon as you do that, you're going to collapse the feet. And here's a part a lot of people miss when transforming this Optimus Prime. You need to flip this out on both of his knees, because there's a little tab that should connect into the arms. A little slot that should connect into the arms. But anyway, we're going to move on to the back section, and we're going to flip out the tires. Oh, right. One last thing on the legs, sorry. Make sure to flip out the gas tanks. And we're gonna collapse this. So as soon as you do that, you're gonna turn Optimus Prime around so that he's facing this way. As soon as you do that, first thing you want to do is you're gonna bring his upper torso up. You're basically opening him up. And when you do that, you're gonna unfold all this stuff that makes the front grille. Well, the front half of that makes the cab of the truck. So when you're doing that, I forgot to mention this, I'm sorry. So when you fold this out, there should be a little click that you get when you push it in, and that will let you know it's secured. So after you do that, there's this little area right here, and we're going to push that down, and that should give us the room to flip Optimus Prime's head around, or that way it's that way, and inside the truck. Then after you do that, you're going to close that gap up right there. There we go. And as soon as we do that, we're gonna put Optimus's arms in this position, like move his shoulders back a little bit. That way it gives us enough room to do this. So we're gonna fold out all this. That will make the half of the truck, or the other half at least. So after you do that, we're gonna flip it back into the original position, and we're going to push down on the front grill. And there should be two little slots that the tabs will go in here. And as soon as you hear that snap, it means you should be secured. Then we're going to finish making the back half of the truck. So you're going to push in the arms completely in forward. Then you're going to open the back of the side of the, yeah, I'm sorry if I can't, but basically the side of his lower torso, we're going to open that up on both ends. That way it should give you the room and clearance that you need to put the arms in there. So we're going to push that out, rotate that in, and then push that back in. And then we're going to push on that to make the side of the cab. We're also going to do the same thing over here. And as soon as you do that, we just collapse. We're just going to rotate that down, and these two tabs will slot into the arms right here. And there we go. Make sure that the gas tanks are flipped out, and we're going to collapse the wheels in, and voila! Here we have Optimus Prime in his truck mode. I love the sculpting detail on the truck. I honestly, there we go. Honestly, I love the sculpting and detail on the truck. I don't have the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime truck, but I honestly think this fits it better than the Studio Series 38 Optimus. I love it. It's just so G1. Now, since this is the Netflix one, it doesn't come with a trailer. But I have a solution, my friends. Do not fear. So, if you have the 2018 Power of the Primes Optimus Prime figure, you know that the body turns into a trailer. That is what I'm using at the moment to fill in for Optimus Prime's, for my Optimus Prime's trailer. That way it can be more G1 and iconic. So what I'm doing for this is that there's two little tabs right here and there, and you're basically going to put the truck, you're basically just going to put the trailer on it, essentially, or like in front of it. That way it's still able to pull and push depending on where you put the position. Whoa. Sorry. Son of a gun. Yeah, we'll call it good. We'll call it good right there. Anyway, time for some size comparison. Here we have Hoist, and honestly, I like the size comparison. This looks pretty realistic for me for the most part. I'm pretty sure Optimus would be a little bigger as a semi-truck, but for him being a semi-truck, I think he would be a little bigger. But hey, I think this completely works. We're gonna get Hoist out of there, and here is Blue Streak. And this size comparison, I love. I think it works, but I think it perfectly works for the size right here. Looks pretty realistic to me if this was in real life. Anyway, final thoughts. Now, if you can't afford the Earthrise or Kingdom Optimus Prime leader class, the Netflix Optimus Prime is by any means a good alternative. It's cheaper, and I honestly think it has a better paint job. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and if you stayed for the whole entire video to watch this review, thank you so much for watching, and take care, guys. Until all are one.